All right. Hi, guys. So this is my note-taking lesson. So on here, you can see that I have got my document open. You'll need to open a new document. And then I have three of the given sources at the top, and those sources will be posted here. So I have vaccines in progress. So I decided to look at one source about vaccines, one about flattening the curve, and then one about social distancing. So I'm going to show you how I want your notes to look. And some of you saw this last week in our meeting. So basically what happens is you put the first portion of your essay should be about notes. So, and I'm going to put source 1, source 2, and source 3. And then I put the title up here. So Times Kids Vaccine in Progress. And I started a bulleted list here. And this is just going to be interesting things. I'm going to copy and paste information that I might want to use in my essay to inform my future self about coronavirus. So when I was reading Vaccines in Progress here, I read scientists all over the world are racing to develop a vaccine to protect people from COVID-19. There are currently 70 vaccines in development globally. I thought that was a really cool statement. So I went here, I selected it, I hit Control P, or sorry, not Control P. What am I doing? Control C, which is copy, or you can right hand click, copy, and then I pasted it right in here. Now, I'm going to continue to read, see if there's any more information. This was announced by the World Health Organization on April 11th. Researchers in China have already tested their vaccine on people, so have some drug makers in the United States, such as Inovio Pharmaceuticals. The good thing is we've got a bunch of candidates or possibilities for vaccines, Dr. Anthony Fauci said in a podcast. Fauci is the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease. I might think that this right here is an interesting thing to put in my essay. Dr. Anthony Fauci is a name that we've been hearing a lot. He is the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. So he's coming out and talking about a lot of this on the news. He might be a good person to reference in my essay. So I hit Control C, and I'm going to hit Control V or paste. I'm going to make that text a little bit smaller for me so it's not taking up so much room. But as you can see, I'm keeping all these quotes. I'm keeping them in quotations so that I know they're from this source, but I'm also keeping them under this source. I'm not pasting them down here and getting it confused with another source, because when I write my essay and I use this information, I want to be able to give credit to whoever wrote it. I'm going to continue to do this, but people may have to wait a while, even in the early stages of testing. Even if the early stages of testing are successful, it's expected to take more than a year before a vaccine is widely available. Whoa. So that could be important, knowing that it could take over a year for the vaccines to be available. And you could even talk about in your personal narrative portion, like, yeah, we're 3 months in here in the US and we're still waiting for the vaccines to come. So I'm going to put that in there and copy and paste it into this. All right. And that looks like what we've got from that article. So I've got 3 pieces of information I could use in my essay for that article. Now, your job is to go through and do that for the rest of your sources. So I'm going to go, why is everything closing for coronavirus? It's called flattening the curve. I'm going to copy my source number 2, who's Ella, put the title of my, and I can also in here make all of these the same. All right, flattening the curve. Source 2, and I might want to underline my sources so that I can see which one's the source. And then I'm going to go down here and once again come up, make a bulleted list, and start reading through and copying and pasting important information. South by Southwest is a huge music, film, tech, education festival. It brings hundreds of thousands of visitors to Austin, Texas every March. When organizers canceled the festival, it was only a matter of time before other major events also canceled. As of March 13th, many sports leagues have suspended their seasons. The National Basketball Association, NBA, National Hockey League, NHL, and the Major League Soccer have been suspended. Major League Baseball has pushed back the season start. The National Collegiate Athletic Association, NCAA, canceled March Madness. March Madness is a college basketball competition every spring. If a team loses a game, they are out of the competition. People fill out brackets with who they think will keep advancing to the championships. So I can maybe say that this is all interesting information about what was being canceled. Let's see if there's more. Several universities have canceled spring football games. The Professional Golfers Association Tour canceled the Players' Championship, and the future of the 2020 Summer Olympics in Japan is in doubt, and that's just in sports. School districts from Seattle, Washington to Baltimore, Maryland have closed schools. So have entire states, including Maryland, Michigan, and Ohio. So what I might do even here, guys, is you could copy and paste all this information, but you could also put the ideas from this into a bullet. So I could say all sports agencies canceled or pushed back seasons. And then you could say, okay, let's look at this one. School districts from Seattle, Washington to Baltimore have closed schools. So have entire states, including Maryland, Michigan, and Ohio. More than 100 colleges and universities have canceled all in-person classes and moved online. So let me go here. I could say many schools and states have canceled school. And then I'm going to paste that in. And I'm going to make it the same size and font. Now, how this can work is when I put things, why I want you guys to use quotations is because when I put things in direct quotes, that tells me that this is directly from the source. If I don't put it in quotes like I did here, all sports agencies canceled or pushed back seasons, that means that's me paraphrasing or just telling what was in this article. So I could continue to just paraphrase in here, and what might happen is either when I'm writing, I could say, according to the article, Why Everything is Closing for Coronavirus, it's called Flattening the Curve, there are all these sports agencies have canceled or pushed back seasons. Or I could say, okay, you know what? I'm going to remember how it talked about all those sports agencies canceling. I can go back to and say, okay, now that I'm looking at my writing, I don't want to take all of this, but I might want to just take this sentence right here that talks about the NBA, NHL, and Major Soccer League suspending play. I don't need the whole paragraph, but I'm just going to take this part right here. So this bullet where I paraphrase can just serve as a reminder. Now, you need to do this for 3 sources. So source 1, source 2, and source 3. You need to read through them and make sure that you take notes on them. When you are finished taking notes on all 3 this week, your job is then to share and enter my name, my email. Hi, Miss Belushi. Here are my notes for my informational essay. And then your name and send that. Okay? That is it for writing this week. We're just taking notes. So look at the different sources that I have listed on there, and choose which one that you would like to use. Choose the 3 that you would like to use. If you want to use more than 3, that is up to you. But this is what note taking will look like this week. Okay, guys? Call me if you have any questions.